Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this final presentation. My name is Mariana Micena Muñoz. I go to the University of Tapachula, Chiapas, UNACH. I'm a student of language teaching or LAE. And the name of my final presentation is Anyone Can Sing. Well, the purpose of this presentation is that, like the title said, anyone can sing. No matter if you are a kid, young people, you are adult, you're woman, man, or even old person, you can sing. But there are some comments that they are negative, but let's say, for example, no, I cannot be a singer because I don't have the natural talent, or I really like to sing, but I feel that I don't have a good throat. Well, that's false because anyone can sing. But now, so how can I sing if everyone can sing? Well, this is the purpose of this presentation. Notice, show you how everybody can sing in their natural way, because each person has their unique voice. Everybody has a natural voice, and with that voice, every people can sing. And also, if you are a student of a singing class, you can notice that if your classes take in account the next features, or if you want to study, if you want to study in the future or take singing class, you can notice and you can take into account if their classes have or they will teaching these main features that if you want to sing in a correct way, you have to take into account. Well, let's begin by show you what points we will see today. Good technique, how to sing safely, the main features, and the tips. There are seven features that we will have to explain today. There are respiration, articulation, recognition, and location of musical notes, nuances or volume dynamics, resonance and oral modifications, interpretation, and ornaments. Please, if you have any comment, any doubt, please ask me at the end of this presentation. Thank you. Well, let's start with good technique. What is good technique? Well, this is the most important thing that we have to take into account for sing. You can sing in a correct way with good technique. That is easy, simple, without effort, and natural, with your natural voice. You don't have to force your voice for sing well. No, that's a bad technique. You don't have to effort a lot. You don't have to feel pain when you're singing. So that's wrong. You have to learn. You have to know that if you want to sing, you can sing with a good technique. Well, maybe you have a bad technique. That is when you are singing with force your throat, your vocal cords, and it sounds well. You're listening, and you can notice that you listening well, but if you're feeling something wrong, something strange at the time for singing, or if after singing you feel like a cough yourself, no, that's you have a bad technique. Or maybe you don't have any technique, you stay in this without technique. So sometimes you sing well, sometimes you feel bad, or sometimes you feel comfortable, or sometimes you feel that you force it your throat. But this presentation, the objective is explain you the good technique in a natural way, simple, and without forcing your voice. Well, now let's move on to sing safely. Well, how to sing safely? Before sing, it's important to vocal warm up, like exercise. For example, exercise for warm up your vocal cords. It's like a do exercise. First of do exercise, you have to do warm up. In this case, you will be vocal warm up. That is, for example, exercise with lingual exercise or bilabial exercise. For example, or at least 5 to 10 minutes. During sing, you just have to sing 2 hours. 2 hours or until 3, but no more, because you force your throat. It's healthy. It's healthy if you sing 2 or 3 hours, it's okay, but 4 or 5, it will be tired for your throat. And after sing, it's important to exercise for cool your vocal cords. Like the way for we warm up our vocal cords, we have to do exercise for cooler vocal cords. And it will be exercise with the higher intensity to lower intensity. For example, this is with the objective for relax your throat and take a break. The next section is main features. That these main features are important because we have to take into account at the time for learning how to sing, and it's so easy that anyone can do it. So the first feature is respiration. It's important and it's the base of how to sing in a correct way. And it's so easy. With the practice, it's so easy that anyone can do it. And the first is, you have to do a correct inhalation with your nose. Now with your mouth. Well, there are some few special cases that you can do breathe with your mouth, but in general, you have to do a correct inhalation with your nose. And also a correct exhalation. Exhalation for through your mouth. And also it's important know how to block or stop the air in our lungs. For example, here. In a correct silence and don't move face or body. For example, when you are going to have a breath, you don't need to do this. No, it's silence and don't move face or body. No, it's silence. For example, a quick example. 4 times for inhalation, 4 times for block or stop is keep the air, and 4 times for exhalation. That's it. Breathe by your nose, keep the air, block or stop, and exhalation. The next feature is correct articulation. Well, it's not the same. Do the Spanish vowel like this. Then if you do like this. Can you see the difference? Well, when you're singing, you have to take into account the articulation of your vowels. For example, with the Spanish vowels. And active for do a correct articulation is that when you're singing the A, think that you're going to eat your hand. Close a little your lips. Don't do this. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. E is little close. E. The vowel E is with like a smile. E. The vowel O is like if you're going to eat 2 fingers. And the vowel U is like if you're going to eat your pinky. Okay. The next feature is recognition and location of musical notes. This is important because if you are going to sing maybe in any time you want. For example, there are so many women that sing in their kitchen or while they do something, well, and they are singing, but it's difficult for them change the notes. For example, the song is and after the song are going to higher level and they don't know how. Well, you can't do that because anyone can sing with the recognition and location of musical notes, and it's so easy. There are many applications, there are many apps in the internet that they can do help for learn. For example, there are an app that calls Voxtool that help you. And recognition and location of musical notes, it's for example do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. There are so many apps that you can install in your phone. Okay, so it's important for change change the notes and for feel the melody of the song. Well, the next feature that is important is nuances or volume dynamics. How or why is this important? Well, because there are some songs that they have to or you have to sing loud, and there are some songs that you have to sing very soft, very gentle. And there are volume dynamics that you have to, and you need to learn for sing in a correct way. And it's important. Now the F mean loud, FP mean loud, then immediately soft. Just see the grammar. Higher intensity, F, lower intensity, P. Double P, very soft. Just one P, soft and gentle. MP, mezzo piano, moderately soft. MF, moderately loud. And that's it. Lower intensity, higher intensity. It's very useful, know this. If, for example, if you're going to stay in a chorus of your church, the chorus use a lot these volume dynamics, so it's important and it's useful. Even if you aren't the chorus of your church, you need to learn this. Well, the next feature is resonance and oral modifications. When we are singing, we have a resonance, but we can do oral modification. We can do modification in our oral cavity, and today we're going to explain three in a general way: mouth, the pharyngeal cavity, and the nose. But how is it working? What is resonance and oral modifications? Well, you can modify how the air expelled through your vocal cords and how they resonance through your mouth or through your nose or through your pharyngeal cavity with the help of your glottis. But all this out through your mouth. Let's see more about it. With the help of your nose, you can do modifications like this. I'm going to sing a song, and I hope you see the difference. For example, in the normal way, with your mouth. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, with your nose, with the help of your nose, do the modification. Just if for the beginning you can push your finger, you can put your finger on your nose for help, but with the time you can do it alone. For example, listen. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So now, with the help of the glottis or your pharyngeal cavity, we'll wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas. We'll wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Do you notice the difference? Well, it's because I took the resonance and oral modification with three parts of our oral cavity. And you can notice for example, the pharyngeal cavity with more with the gospel music, with the gospel music, like in the chorus, for example, hallelujah, or with your nose, for example, with the song, I say, oh my God, I see you when you shine. Take your hand, my deep, because you're broken fine. With your nose. And the common song that is with your mouth. So, continue. The next feature is interpretation. It's important to do a correct interpretation of your song. While you're singing, it's not the same thing a romantic song like this. I love you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. That sing like this. I love you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Did you see the difference? Well, it's because through interpretation, the sing can express the feel, can express the emotion of the singer, of the person. And anyone can sing and anyone can express their feelings through a song. But it's important to have a correct interpretation. Some artists do just movements or with our arms, or for example, with a gospel sing that is, for example, we'll wish you a Merry Christmas, we'll wish you a Merry Christmas. Or some artists just do facial expression, like Bruno Mars in this case, that he just move her face, do facial expression, but with this, he has a correct interpretation of his song for transmit us his feeling. So the next and the last feature is the ornaments. The ornaments are all the things that you can do in your songs. All the things that you can do while you're singing. For example, a point that is when you do it in a song that you can support in the next note or a note before that your original note. Vibrato, that is when the note keep many times. For example, in a song, the minor fourth, the major left, companionship, compulsion, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Vibrato. Or for example, I can do a glissando. That is when you are like asleep in the note. But they are ornaments that you can do it if you want to. You can do the different ornaments when you're singing. For example, the minor fall, the major left, the comfort clear, compassion, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I don't do a vibrato like hallelujah. Did you see the difference? These are the different ornaments that we can do in a song. Or for example, there are mordent, bellissima, arpeggio, that if you are going to learn in a music school, or if you want to learn by yourself, you can investigate more about this, and it will be interesting. And the last section is the tips. the tips that anyone can do. But these tips is not just for a professional singer, it's for everyone, everybody that want to sing in a correct way. It's drink a lot of water. It's important that our throat or vocal cords is hydrated. So now my throat is hydrated. Sleep well. Sleep at least 8 hours. Is the best for relax, for that our vocal cords rest. But sleep early in the night. Not sleep 3 a.m. Sleep like 10, 11, but sleep 8 hours. Do exercise. It's important because, for example, exercise like play basketball help you to achieve, to improve your, for keep air in your lungs, or swimming, to practice every day. It's not the same practice sing just 1 day per week and sing 3 hours. Then if you practice every day at least 20 minutes, it's a lot. If you practice at least 5 days at the week or every day, it's very useful. So it's very easy. Anyone can be a singer, can sing. Avoid consumption of alcohol and tobacco. That's these two things damage our throat. And do vaporizations. Vaporizations with the with in a simple way. Just boiling water and breathe that air, that hot water. But just always be careful. And in a way like a conclusion, we can say that anyone can sing, no matter if you don't think you don't have the natural talent, though that's false. You can sing. You can sing, and you can sing with your natural voice. You can sing with your natural voice because you can improve yourself. Everyone can do it. It's easy, and if you want to do and take into account all these features by yourself, well, you're going to have a good technique for sing. Natural, simple, easy, without forcing your throat, with confident, and the most important thing, with your natural voice. Don't try to sing like Rihanna. Don't try to sing like Adele, because those people have their own voice. Rihanna has her own voice. Adele has her own voice. And for example, Michael Jackson had his own voice. Anyone have their own voice, and anyone can sing. So everybody can be a singer with a natural voice. Thanks for assist to this presentation. Thanks for your attention, and if there are any question, any comment, any doubt, please ask me.